Hi Raj, how are you?
I'm great, sir. What about you?
I'm good too, thank you. So can you tell me something about yourself?
Sure. As you know, my name is Rajendra Singh. I have total 2+ years of experience in software testing industry in various live projects. My expertise talks about manual testing, Selenium automation testing, REST assured, Postman API, ETL testing, regression testing, data migration, and some of mobile application testing on Android and iOS devices.
Hmm.
Talking about my academic qualification, I have completed my engineering in electronics and telecommunication in Pune University, Pune in 2021.
Hmm.
Then I joined to my first organization, where I joined as the data warehouse team. The basically main task is ETL related processes, ETL testing, DB migrations, SQL queries. I use their Jira to track the defect and raise the defect. And I moved to the automation team where I use Selenium automation, TestNG framework, Maven, CI/CD Jenkins, and the CRM application I used. Then I moved to the next organization. It is in the Bangalore. The main task is on the mobile application, which is on the Android and iOS store. So we need to test on the real devices on the future enhancement. So I also did few more courses like full stack software testing course and the Java automation course and the few of cloud computing courses. Yeah, that's it myself.
Great, great. So you are comfortable with Java automation.
Yes.
Hmm. So let's say if I ask you to rate yourself regarding the knowledge on Java, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. So how much points will you give to yourself?
6.
6. Okay, great. Okay. So what are packages in Java?
Packages is you can say is the folders in the Java where you
Hmm.
can store the like two types of packages, user defined or predefined. Like you can consider predefined and Java utility folder package is there and language for Java language package is there
Hmm.
and there are property folders are there,
Hmm.
folder is, package is there, and then talking about folder, then you can create by this totally depends on user. Whichever you want to create, the user can create the folder there.
Hmm. So what are the advantages of having these packages?
If already in the if Java is already predefined the packages, then you
Hmm.
no need to create those packages again. Just you need to import those packages and you can perform the application from your requirements, whichever your requirements. Then you can just need to import and you can use it.
Hmm. Okay. So how many types of packages are there in Java?
Just I told utility packages and the language
Hmm.
related packages and the class class related packages. So these type of packages are there.
Okay. So there are actually two types of packages in Java. One is user-defined packages, another is built-in packages. Now, which are the different data types in Java?
Primitive data type
Mhm.
and non-primitive data types.
Right. Again, in primitive data type, you will have some more data types, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the primitive data types, you
Mm.
can there are total 8 data types like uh, short, int, boolean, the float, double, character,
Mm-hmm.
integer. This type of data we can consider as a primitive. And in terms of non-primitive, string, object, and array list. These are the non-primitive data types.
Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll share my screen and you need to tell
Okay.
the output of this Java program.
Okay.
So is my screen visible?
It's loading.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yeah. So what will be the output of this following program?
Okay, here is the byte. Next 12 bytes, the 13 bytes result. Actually, this program will not compile because it gives the compile time error because they are using byte data type, and
Mhm.
byte data type, the size of byte data type is 1 bit only, so it
Mhm.
can't store the if you want to execute this code, then you have to use the int type of data type, or
Mhm.
any other data type which is the size will be greater, then it will execute.
Okay, so you are telling option will be B, right? Correct.
Yeah, it will
So
be error, yes.
option will be an error. Okay. Now let me go to the second question. Okay, now this is a program and you have four options. Option
Okay.
A, B, C, and D. So what will be the
Okay.
output of this program?
Int is initialize 18, static int is 20, here create the object, t not in 100 is taken, that will 200 is taken, 200 is t2, t1 dot a, t1 dot a is 100, and t1 dot a, t1 dot a is equal to 100, t2, again t1 dot a, 100, 100, 200, and t1 dot b, 200, 100, 400, 400, 600, 600, 100, 100, t1 dot t object create method as the third one.
Mhm. So can you explain why you do feel third one will be the correct answer?
Actually, they are int a, in the int a they initialize 10, and they again for int b they are given the static. So for static domain need to create the object. Int a dot a dot. If you see here t1 dot a is equal to 100,
Mm-hmm.
and t1 dot a again is 100, and t1 dot b is 200, and t1 dot b is 200.
One is T1 dot B, one is T2 dot B, one is T1 dot A, one is T2 dot A. Four values are there. T1 A and B, T2 A and B.
T1 dot a. 10, and then again 100, 10, 100 options. Uh, yeah, 10, 10 dot is equal to 10. Actually, what happened here? They are initialize the A as a 10. So A as a 10 at the initial. Then again, they overlap the uh, 10 with 100.
Mhm.
So now the value of P is 100, and then they at initial they use the B as a 20. They use the static keyword there, and then it dot P 200 are taken. So P- I guess option is A, or I am confusing A and the
Mhm.
D.
A and D.
Yeah.
Okay, see, the option will be A. So let me give you the explanation. See, what is static variable? So you were going in the right direction. Static variable is declared, right? So it is a class level
Mm.
variable, right? Now, if you create
Yes.
multiple objects of that class and all objects can point same reference of static variable, it means if you can change the value of any static variable in any object, then compiler will automatically update the value of all the other variables as well. So this will be the
Yes.
correct answer. Okay, right.
Okay.
Here is the explanation, right? If you want to read, you can go through it. But
No,
this
I
is
understand
the,
now. Yeah.
yeah, this is the aspect. This is the output of this program. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, what is wrapper class in Java?
Wrapper class in Java, like if you want to uh, TypeScript any type, like you are using integer and you want to convert that integer into double or any other data type.
Hmm.
Uh, that time you use the wrapper classes. The wrapper class is simple boxing and unboxing the data type from one type to another type.
Hmm.
This is known as wrapper class.
Hmm. Okay, so apart from this, you can also say wrapper class are what? So those are in general referred to a kind of an entity that will encapsulate a smaller entity. Okay, what is
Mhm.
encapsulation? Are you aware about encapsulation?
Encapsulation, yes, yes, yes. Encapsulation means binding the data and code together to secure the functionality.
Mm-hmm. Right. So what will be the difference between encapsulation and polymorphism?
Encapsulation is like just like we don't need to like we are binding the data and code together
Mm,
to secure that functionality from the end user or any other persons. And
mm,
in polymorphism, what we are doing, we are doing the same thing in different ways.
mm,
Like if there is any task, just
mm,
we need to change the names and we can perform. Like
mm,
it names itself suggests poly means many forms. You just need to do the things in the different ways to perform the
mm.
execution.
Okay. See, encapsulation is nothing but you will be um, having a separate kind of a, you will be defining them in a separate manner. And then sorry, the question was between inheritance and encapsulation, right?
And you asked me another question.
Yeah, the question was on inheritance versus this encapsulation, right?
No, you asked just me like encapsulation polymorphism. If you want,
Encapsulation.
I will also explain.
Okay, okay, okay. So what are the different types of polymorphism?
There are basically two types,
Hmm.
runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism.
Mm-hmm.
Runtime polymorphism also called a dynamic polymorphism, and
Mm.
compile time polymorphism called a static polymorphism.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, right. See, now let's look into these OOPS concepts. So encapsulation, what is encapsulation? So first of all, encapsulation, it refers to bundling of data and methods, right? That will operate on that data with a single unit, right? So it is similar to kind of a, if you will see capsule,
Mhm.
medicine, the capsule is there. So within that there is a powder, right? But it is
Yeah.
encapsulated, right? So that's the real time example that you can give in a interview as well. It's the way of hiding the implementation details of a class from outside access, right? And it will
Yes.
only expose the public interface that will be used to interact with the class. That is encapsulation, right? So then in a real time interview, you might be asked question on write some program on encapsulation, right?
Mhm.
Then you might be asked about advantages of encapsulation. So what are the advantages? So one is data hiding, then flexibility,
Mhm.
increasing flexibility, reusability, right? Testing code is easy. So these are the advantages of encapsulation, right? Now, in polymorphism, there are two types, compile time and runtime polymorphism. Okay. So what is
Mhm.
polymorphism? It will allow a single action in multiple ways, right? So you were referring like
Yes.
poly means many, morphs means
Many
forms,
policies. Yeah.
right? So that is polymorphism. Now, what is compile time polymorphism and what is runtime
Runtime.
polymorphism? Hmm.
Uh, compile time polymorphism. While executing the program,
Hmm.
uh, uh, we can change the any value, uh, and that process is called compile time polymorphism. No, 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 it's vice versa actually. Uh, while executing the program, compiler will change the value whichever mentioned in the code. That process is called the compile time polymorphism, and the runtime polymorphism is called as while executing the program at the runtime, if you user can change the any value and it will perform execute. That process is called the runtime polymorphism.
Mhm. So what is runtime polymorphism? Right. So it is a process in which the function calls the overridden method, right? So it will
Mm.
be resolved at the runtime, right? This is also called
Mm.
as method overriding, right?
Yes.
And the other one, which is compile time polymorphism, that is method overloading. Okay,
Yeah.
simple. Okay, now what is association, composition, and aggregation in Java?
Actually, I know this concept,
Mhm.
but not really.
Okay, so let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video, right? What is the difference between association, composition, and aggregation in Java? Okay, so this is done. Okay, what do you mean by runnable interface in Java?
Enable interface.
Hmm. Are you aware about multi-threading?
Yes, I
Hmm.
know the multi-threading concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the same time, two tasks are performing,
Mm,
or more than two tasks are performing. That time, multi-threading will be occur. Like if I give the example, like there is a one application and one software will be executing. So every thread will waiting for that action will be performed, then it will execute, but
mm,
they will be locked there. So this process called the multi-threading or deadlock, you can say.
mm-hmm. Okay. How do you perform API testing?
Uh, I use Postman tool for performing the API testing.
Hmm. Okay. So, what do you know about Jenkins?
Jenkins is a basically open source tool for CI/CD related processes. Like it's a basic main functionality to while the runtime, if any code will be changes, then it will automatically build, test, and deploy in the production environment to and then you will get the reports. For that, you have to use the like if you created any form.xml file in the any ID like Eclipse, IntelliJ, then you just need to be use that form.xml file to the Jenkins, and whatever your code will be in the remote directory, like Git, GitHub, or any other SVN code or code. Then you have to just use the scripting in GUI script, and
Hmm.
you have to create the freestyle project there, and you have to click on the build, and it will execute, build, test, and deploy and
Right.
wherever you
Right.
want in the three pod or post.
Correct. So, depending on the requirement, you can create different types of pipelines in Jenkins. You can create various stages as a pipeline of the pipeline in Jenkins. Let's say first stage, what it will do, it will create the machine on the runtime, right? On the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Second stage, it will download all the code. Third stage, it will install the application or it will launch the website on which the automation needs to be run. Fourth stage, it will
Yes.
run the automation and generate a report. Fifth stage, that report will be emailed to the important people. Sixth stage will be whatever the defects are there, those defects would be logged in the defect management tool, whichever tool you are using. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the difference between Git and SVN?
Uh, Both are remote repository where we can store our project. Uh, I never use the SVN, but I use the Git where you can
Mm-hmm.
store the your project. Just you need to there are commands like you have to use the Git bash or
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, yeah, you command prompt also, and you have to use the git status, git push, git pull. There are commands to performing the application on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, Raj, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Uh, Sir, but I'm
Great.
thankful for you give me the opportunity to do the mock interview.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
yeah,
So, you have got selected in some company?
yes,
Great, great. So would be happy if you can share your success story also once you get the offer letter, once you are confident that you have cracked it. Is any other
yeah,
round
sure.
pending or everything is done?
Just documentation is remaining there. Like
Okay,
last stage. Yes, sir.
right, right. So once everything is done, then would be happy to connect with you again, right, for your
Yeah,
success story. And it would be great if you can share your success story on this channel itself so that other people will also get motivated. Okay.
sure, sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Raj, and wish you all the best for your career.
Thank you, sir.